So I have something that's very interesting. I was just looking at this thing about this Sesame Place. I was just checking out what Lennon Honor had to say. I was always interested to see his feedback on something like that, right? I don't let those kind of incidents get to me too much, and the reason why is because it happens so much to the point where brown people, brown women have to be forced to make certain decisions. So at this point, I'm not surprised, but I think people might be surprised to see what color this character under this costume might have been. When I look at it carefully, this character might not have been a white man or a white woman, or a Latino man or a Latino woman. It just kind of ran across. Well, here's why that came to me. I don't know how this character is treating brown boys, black boys. I don't know how this character treats black boys. But I notice this character seems to have a problem with black or / brown girls. This character has a problem with little black girls or little brown girls. Okay. And when I saw that it seems like this was happening to a lot of brown girls, then it made me wonder, was that really a black male or a brown male under that suit? I looked carefully at how this character danced, and then towards the end, this character went and talked to one person, one little girl while it was seated. But I don't know if that was a different day or the same day, or was that a different person? Because that person that had on that costume might not work all the time. I don't know if it was just that one event that person, the same person had on the same suit all day, or was it a different day where another person was working? Now that I don't know. But when they ignored these girls, and then it was another girl that was trying to hug this same character. I mean, I look at the way they dance and stuff. I try to look at how they move and how they look like it was little girls. They was doing this, 2 little brown girls. And that was literally a perpetual, that right there is a hatred for brown girls. Okay, and then at the end, the very last clip he showed was this person wearing a purple costume, right? There, and I'm gonna put the link to Lennon Honor's video below because this is important. This can no longer be ignored. The last clip that Lennon Honor showed, and it's only like 30 minutes long, so I know he does a lot of Umar Johnson videos that last about 3 and 4 hours, maybe 3 hours. But this one literally, I think, only lasted, this video was, I think, just 30 minutes, okay? This person wearing this purple costume, when they saw this little black girl or this brown girl walk up to her, and this person wearing the costume lifted their arms, and then they used their belly to push. They walked up on this girl and shoved her they shoved her to the ground. I literally felt the hatred that came from whoever was under that costume. I literally felt the hatred. I felt the vitriol. I felt like they wanted that little girl dead. I strongly feel like that is a black male under that costume. I can no longer ignore the problem here. And even though in my everyday, if I encounter one, when I encounter a brown male, it's only for a few minutes. I don't encounter them too often, but it's not always a negative experience. But at this point, I can no longer ignore this issue here. I can't ignore the issue here. I can't I can no longer keep giving them chances. It is time for a lot of brown women, a lot of them. Even though they might have a good husband in their life, and I got something to say about that. I'm going to say something about that right now. I was looking at a lady who, I'm subscribed to her channel, but I haven't looked at her videos in a long time, but I've been subscribed to her channel for years. And I just happened to see her latest post about how she had a miscarriage. Brown lady. Many of you might know who she is. Despite the fact that she might have a good husband, and I think she had an ex that was supporting her too, that came to support her during her miscarriage, and it was very difficult for her. Despite a lot of the strong male support that she had, as soon as they had to leave out, as soon as those strong brown men in this lady's life had to leave and go somewhere, whether it was to work or wherever it was, this one brown male, while she was sick, while she was in the hospital, while she was in pain, while she needed something to numb her pain, what was it, morphine? This brown male completely just disregarded her and ignored her. And it's not to say other staff didn't do this either, but she did mention how it was a brown male that completely disregarded everything that she was saying. Okay? And it's like, even when and I'm not saying that she's the one to take up for brown men like this. I'm just using that as an example. So I'm not trying to say that she said anything. Even when brown women like to say that they have a strong man in their life, or they have a strong so-called black man in their life, or they might have brothers that defend them, or they might have a father that defends them, so they want to use as an excuse to want to defend the collective of brown men. They use these one or maybe few brown men that's in their life that defends them, right? That defends them. Those brown men ain't defending nobody else, not if they don't know them. But they use these brown men that takes care of them, that's in their life, that takes care of them. And I'm not saying this particular lady does that, right? But some brown women use that as an excuse to brush off what they see the collective of brown men do. They use that as a reason to brush off the Thomas Sotomayor's. They use it as a way to ignore the Kevin Samuels. They use it as a reason to ignore the complete poison that's been going around, the hatred, the vitriol, because they have a few brown men in their life that treats them well. But from the little example I got just from listening to this lady's story, right, without accusing her of being like those brown women that love to defend brown men, I don't know what she does, okay? So I'm not saying that she does it, okay? But from listening to what this lady's experience was when she was in the hospital, and she was going through a miscarriage, but she had to just go in a miscarry because of Roe versus Wade. They couldn't just take the baby out, even though they knew she was going to lose the baby. They couldn't just go in and take it out because of Roe versus Wade, I guess. But when she encountered a brown male, I don't know if it was a brown male nurse or whatever he was, he treated her like crap. So with all those strong brown men that's in her life, the minute they had to leave her for like maybe an hour or so, this brown male took the opportunity to treat her like crap. This brown male took the opportunity to treat her like crap. Now, when she told the story about this brown male, I'm not really sure if her husband was in the room when this brown male just brushed her off, but if her husband was in the room and heard what this brown male did, he should have got cussed out. He should have got cursed out if her husband was there to witness that. But I don't think, it sounded like her husband might not have been in the room or near to witness what that brown male did, or how other people brushed her off, okay? And so that's what I'm saying. And then I'm going to get back to this the Sesame Place thing. I use her as an example because that was dangerous. This is becoming too dangerous. It's becoming too dangerous because people like to look at non-black people as being racist, but they don't. They're not seeming to understand that some of the worst treatment is coming from people that share their own skin complexion. Some of the worst and deadly treatment is coming from people who look just like them, worse than whatever a European does. Okay, I'm just saying. So, but yeah, I just brought that up because I'm seeing a problem here, and it can no longer be ignored. And regardless of what decent males that I might come across, because I don't know them, I just kind of come across them. I might see them, but I'm not around them long enough to even carry a conversation. Okay, I might smile and speak because I smile and speak to anybody who I pass by. Okay, I'm not going to just be nasty and stuff. But I'm not around these folks. I never have conversations with these males, even though I might pass by them. And even if you do have a conversation with him, you might not know everything that he's thinking. You might not know everything that he's thinking. He might seem all right. But regardless of what it may be, this is becoming a serious problem, and it can no longer be ignored. I can't make any more excuses. Well, I never made excuses. I'm not going to just say, okay, that was a nice one. Because all of us can say that we have met some decent ones, some nice ones. That is not enough. I'm witnessing something that's very dangerous. I'm observing, I'm hearing stories about something that's extremely dangerous. And brown women are going to be forced to, they're currently being forced to make a decision. They're currently being forced to make a decision. The brown women who get to live to see another day, they're going to have to make a decision. Some brown women ain't going to live to see another day. They make that one error and they're dead. And then some brown women make accidents and they get another chance, but it's hell to get to that other chance. It's time to make a decision on this group of men, regardless of who you know that's nice or what your husband is, if he's a nice husband. It is time to make a decision on this group of males. I get a feeling, I could be wrong. I get a feeling that this character in the Sesame Street suit, both times, might have been a brown male. I noticed that they were treating the little black girls bad. Okay? And then this last one just did it for me because I wasn't even going to say nothing. But when I saw that person wearing this purple costume run up on that little girl, he raised his arms, because I know it's a he. I don't know women who act like that, right? Even if they want to call brown women masculine, they don't act like that. He walked towards that little girl so fast, and then he raised up his arms, and then he used the belly part of this costume to brush that little girl to the ground. I felt so much hatred coming from whoever that was. I felt so much hatred. You don't even see that much hatred come from a white man. I am almost 100% convinced if it wasn't a brown male in that green costume or turquoise or whatever color it was, I am almost 100% convinced in this last clip that Lennon Honor shows, I'm almost 100% convinced that whoever it was in that purple costume was a brown male. Because I felt too much hatred towards that child. And the only amount of hatred that I felt from a person towards a brown little girl or a brown woman is coming from the black male. Even though she get it from all other groups of people, that level of hatred that I felt towards that girl only comes from one group of people, and that's the black male. Okay, or the brown male, whatever. So, but anyway, I'm not even going to say I hope I'm wrong because I don't care. It's like we keep being forced to see things for what they are. Keep being forced to see things for what they are. At this point, it's no way around it. It's no way around the truth at this point. And I was like, I don't care who's good out there. The collective It's dangerous. They're dangerous. It's not even that they bash and all this stuff. No, they're dangerous. Okay, and I actually kind of saw this in Lower Rams, where they're even more dangerous. I saw in Lower Rams, and I did more than see it. Right, they literally want to sacrifice brown women and take their crowns and block them off from ascending so they can ascend. I saw this in Lower Rams. These can come from other brown males who have already passed in other dimensions, and brown males that you see today that's in some voodoo type of, I've heard about that. Like the Loa, I've heard somebody talk about this, right? Somebody who's been practicing black magic and into that stuff for a long time. She actually said it, so I'm not gonna say it like I actually know this. But because she's been practicing for probably a long time, and she's aware. A lot of these brown women that's into this gets initiated into the Loa and other things. What's this? The Eastern Star Masonic. I'm just saying. They're kind of under males, and what's happening is a lot of those brown women, their souls are being trapped. But when a brown male gets into that too, they're being trapped too. Okay, so it's not like, but this brown woman for sure is being trapped. And what I saw though is like in these underworlds, these Lower Rams, where some brown males was probably already passed. Where some brown males have already passed. They are trying to sacrifice brown women so they can rise, so they can ascend. And I've already seen it for myself with my sibling. I don't call him my brother anymore, but I've already seen this for myself. Okay. So it's just no getting around it. I've seen too much. I've just seen too much to let this go anymore. It's almost like brown women need to do something about it. I hate to say this. They're freaking dangerous. This is beyond this Sesame character, and even beyond what this lady said that she experienced in the hospital. I've seen other dimensions where they literally they're sacrificing brown women so they can take their crown and take whatever so they can rise up and trap the souls of brown women. I saw it. I cannot any longer. I cannot see them any other way any longer. I cannot. I keep being shown too much, and it's like if I keep acting like I don't see this for what it is, then it's not going to be a pretty sight for me. So it's no other way to see this at this point. They're freaking dangerous. I don't care who's nice. I don't care if I meet one or two nice guys. I don't care. For the most part, they are freaking dangerous. I almost want to call them archons. But I don't want to give that excuse because this is ancient too, right? They've been doing this to brown women and selling brown women into slavery for way before American history, right? Even with the fall of matriarchy, they've been helping Caucasians with the help of other brown women too, but they've been helping a lot of these Caucasians to help overturn matriarchy. They've been doing this for a long time. I can't really give that excuse to some archons in the government and what's American history now, because they've been like this for a long time. I think what's called Egypt, it was allowed to really mistreat this brown woman. It was rape was legal, and you would see, I think, in what you would call Egypt, you would really see the hatred towards the brown woman was probably even worse than what we see now. Okay, so I don't want to blame it on some archons. I don't want to blame it on somebody on the Get Out movie where they in a sunken place and some white man took them over, because they've been doing this for too long. They've been doing this before this European male even hit the shores of Africa. They have been doing this. So at this point, I can't blame it on nobody else. I'm not going to make it seem like brown women are innocent either. I'm not going to make it, but I definitely see where this can no longer be ignored. But with that being said, I'll talk later.